to Anita Crochets. My name is Anita, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this very simple jumpsuit, only that I am making it for a plus size, but then I'm going to be sharing variations on how to make on what to change or to adjust to make for a size medium or size small. Okay, so this is going to be very super simple, and it's going to be in two parts. Part one will be the upper bit of it, or the top, which you literally can make separately, and then the part two will be the pants. Okay, so literally this tutorial will teach you how to make this top that is full coverage, back and front, and also teach you how to make the bottoms. Okay, so I'll just separate it into two parts, and we can have you guys either make pants alone or the top alone, or you can just make the entire jumpsuit on your own. So first of all, what we are going to need is chunky. I'm working with seal. It's chunky, 100 grams. It's 100% acrylic. This is size 4. And you're going to need a tape measure. I'll be working with a 6mm hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, but then you can also use this you can use this as your needle, but if your darning needle is bigger and you can't use it as your needle, please find a needle, because we shall need a needle and threads, as we will need to hand sew this zipper onto the work. And lastly, we'll need pins. Okay, so I'm having a black zipper, but I advise you can find a zipper that matches the color of the yarn that you're going to use for your jumpsuit. If you're in position to hand sew your zipper onto your piece in a way that it will not show so much, like you hand sew it and just leave this to be seen, so that means you'll hand sew it so much closely onto the zipper. All right, so that will be in position to help you not have this whole entire thing be seen. Okay, so if you're in position to do that perfectly, then you can still use this kind of zipper, but if you're not, please find a zipper that matches the color of yarn you're using. Okay, so let's get started. To start my work, I am going to make a knot. And I am going to chain 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So if you're working for a size small, please chain 26, okay? And if you're working for a size medium, chain 31, okay? So now here, into the second chain stitch from the hook, we are going to work a single crochet, and we are going to work 9 single crochets into the next 9 chain stitches. So that means we are going to have a total of 10 single crochets. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're working for a size small, remember you chain 26. So if you're working for a size small, you are going to make sure that you have about 7 single crochets. Okay, or if you want, you can make it up to, if you want a wider band, you can make it up to 10, just like I am doing. Okay, now into the next chain stitches, we are going to work 1/2 double crochet into every chain stitch. So once you're done with all this is what you are going to do. You're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, you will work a 1/2 double crochet and work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch for the next 20 stitches. That means that we shall be left with 10 stitches, and those 10 stitches are the ones in which we are going to work our single crochets. Okay, so work your half double crochets until you have a total of 20 stitches, or you can just, if you're not very good at counting and all that, you can just always place your stitch marker into the 10th stitch where you ended your single crochets, so that it's easier for you to locate where you stopped with the single crochets and where you have to begin with the half double crochets. 9, 10. So literally here into the next 10 stitches, I am going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of the row. So I had to change the background of my table. As you can see, I came to the end of my row. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch for the next 10 stitches. Okay. Once I have the 10 stitches, into the next stitches, I am going to work 1 half double crochet. Okay. Into every stitch all the way until I come to the end of the row. So this is what I have, and now you are going to do this for a total of 5 rows. So just continue doing this for the next 2 rows. If you're working for sizes small, please make sure you have 4 rows, so just add 1 more row. Sizes large and medium, please add 2 rows. Okay, so let me get back once we have all that complete, then I show you what to do next. So once you have your 5 rows complete, let's chain 2 and turn our work. Into the very first stitch, we are going to work 3 half double crochets all in the very same stitch. Okay, and now we shall work 1 half double crochet into the next 29 stitches. So basically this is what is going to go underneath our armpits, and now this is more like the increase that is going to go all the way up our breast. Okay, so we are just starting on the increase. So once you are there, you are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way down into the next 10 stitches. I told you if you're working for sizes small, you know that you have 7 stitches for the single crochet. Okay, now here we are going to chain 1, turn your work, work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way up for the next 10 stitches. There we are. And now into the next stitch, we are going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until we have 1 stitch left. So now once you have 1 stitch left, into this last stitch we are going to work 3 half double crochets. See that we are having that steep kind of increase. Okay, so chain 2, turn your work, work 3 half double crochets into the very first stitch. Okay, and then work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left. Once you have 10 stitches left, you are going to work 1 single crochet into the last 10 stitches, into every stitch for the last 10 stitches. Okay, if you're working for sizes small, please make sure you have 5 rows of an increase. If you're working for sizes medium, make sure you have 6 rows of an increase. And if you're working my size large, you are going to have 8 rows of an increase. I hope I am very clear. Okay, size is small, 5 rows of an increase, size is medium, 6 rows of an increase, and size is large, 8 rows of an increase. So guys, I'm going to let you work the next rows as I have told you the number of rows you must have. When you get here, you just chain 1, turn your work 10 single crochets into the next 10 stitches, and then all the way up you work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you have 1 stitch left. Now into the last stitch you work 3 half double crochets into that very same stitch. You chain 2, turn your work 3 half double crochets into the very first stitch, and then go ahead work 1/2 double crochet until you have 10 stitches left. Into the 10 stitches you work 1 single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. So do this until you have the number of rows you must have for an increase. Okay, then when I get back I'm going to show you what to do next. So guys, as you can see, I have finished working my 8 rows of an increase, and this is how steep my my top or my curve is. Okay, it is super steep because I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to make an increase that is super gradual and then making my work much more wider than it has to. Okay, so now once we have our increase, we are now going to work 2 normal rows, and this is how we shall do it. You will chain 2, turn your work. Okay, work 1/2 double crochet into the first stitch and continue with 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left. So once you have 10 stitches left, you're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch. So this is not different from what we have been doing. Chain 1, turn your work. Once again you work 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches, and now we shall work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way until we come to the end of our row. So this is how my work looks like. Okay, I have 2 rows of normal of just normal stitches, no increase, no decrease whatsoever, and these 2 rows apply to both sizes small, sizes medium, sizes large. You're all going to work 2 rows of just normal stitches, no increase whatsoever. So once we are done, once we are done with all this is what we are going to do. We are now going to start working a decrease, and this is how we are going to do it. Chain 1, chain 2, turn your work, yarn over, work 3 half double crochets together, into the first 3 stitches, and then work 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so you are going to work your 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left. Once you have 10 stitches left, because now I know what you have to do, so once you have your 10 stitches left, you are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row. So I'm going to meet you at the end of the row and show you what to do for the next row. So once you have come to the end of your row, you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. You will work 1 single crochet into every stitch for the next 10 stitches, and then you'll work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you have 3 stitches left. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to show you the 3 stitches because sometimes most of you all make mistakes and don't understand that there is a last stitch, so you find that your decrease is as steep as it shouldn't have been, and if you count the decreases you must have, the stitches you must have for every decrease, you find that your stitches don't add up because you skipped that very last stitch that you thought should not be counted. Okay, so we have 3 stitches left, and these are the 3 stitches. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so don't make a mistake and not count this, because this is the first stitch we had when we worked a decrease. So now we are going to work 3 half double crochets together into the last 3 stitches. Here you will chain 2 and turn your work. So first of all, before I work another decrease, if you're working for sizes small, please make sure that you're just working, you're going to need to work about just 3 rows, okay? You're just going to need 3 rows of a decrease, and if you're working for sizes medium and large, you are going to work 4 rows of a decrease. All right, so just once again, let me show you how to work your decrease. So chain 2, turn your work 3 half double crochets together into the first 3 stitches, just like that, and then chain, yeah, and then move on to working 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left, and into the 10 stitches you will work 10 single crochets. Now I'm going to let you guys work your decreases as the numbers that you have to work for. Like I said, sizes small, you just need 3 rows of a decrease, so this will be your last row, and sizes medium and large, you will work 4 rows of a decrease. So literally you are going to work the next row on your own. I'll just come back and show you what to do next. So this is how my work looks like right now. Okay, now I want to go all the way like this, more like this is my cleavage. All right, so I'm going to build that, and I'm literally not going to work this with you guys. Let me just show you what to do. So chain 2, turn your work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left, and in the 10 stitches you are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row. So basically we are going to work no more rows from here. So if you're working for sizes small, you are going to work a total of 5 normal rows. If you're working for sizes medium and large, you are going to work a total of 7 normal rows. So I'm going to meet you guys once you have your normal rows, no increase, no decrease whatsoever. Once you have all that complete, I'm going to get back and show you what to do next. All right, so guys, I have my 7 normal rows here, and this is how my work looks like. So I'm going to start working on the increase. This means this is more like the cleavage, and now I have to go all the way up to make my increase for the second breast. Okay, so here I'm going to chain 1, turn my work 1 single crochet into every stitch for the next 10 stitches, and then I'll work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I have 1 stitch left. So once I have 1 stitch left, so once you have 1 stitch left, into the very last stitch we are going to work 3 half double crochets all in the very same stitch. Okay, chain 2, turn your work 3 half double crochets into the very same stitch, the very first stitch, and then continue with the pattern how the pattern has to how the pattern has to flow. So what you are going to do is you are going to work the same number of rows of an increase as you worked here. I worked 4, and I remember I said sizes small should work 3. So literally just work your increases as you work them here, and then work 2 rows of normal stitches just like we did here. Okay, and then later you're going to work a decrease of 8 rows or 6 or 5 given the number of rows you worked for the decrease here. Okay, so guys, I'm going to meet you after you have your increase and your 2 normal rows, then I'll meet you at the decrease and just show you what to do, but I know you already know what to do. Later I'll show you how we can work the back of the top. Okay, so as you can see, I have finished working my 2 normal rows. This is how my work looks like. So from here I am going to be working the decrease. Okay, so basically I am working this decrease here. I remember I worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 rows of a decrease, and that's what I am going to do here. Okay, so I already know you guys know what to do, but let me just take you through just 2 rows and then I can let you guys work the decreases on your own. Chain 1, turn your work, work 10 single crochets into the very first 10 stitches, and then work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 3 stitches left. So once you have 3 stitches left, you're going to work 3 half double crochets together into the last 3 stitches, just like that. Okay, now you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. You will work 3 half double crochets into the very first 3 stitches, just like that. Okay, now here you will work your half double crochet, 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way until you have 10 stitches left. And once you have 10 stitches left, you are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch into those last 10 stitches. So there, I know you guys now know how to work your decreases. Just work the same number of rows that you worked for the increase when you were starting your top, and from there I'll get back and show you what to do next. So guys, I have finished working my decrease. See what we have. So literally this is more like the front of our top. Okay, now from here we are chain 1, turn your work. You are going to work 1 single crochet into the first 10 stitches and then work 1 half double crochet into all the stitches until you get to the end of your row. Please make sure that the stitches you have are the stitches you started with. You started with 30 stitches, make sure that you have 30 stitches. Okay, so from here we are going to be working normal rows, like literally no increase, no decrease whatsoever, just working normal rows, and we are going to work 10 of them. If you're working for sizes large, you're going to work 10 normal rows, and if you're working for sizes medium or sizes small, sizes medium you'll work 8, and sizes small you may need to work 4 or 6. Oh, sorry, no. Sizes small you may need to work 6 rows, sizes medium you may need to work 8 rows, and sizes large will work 10 rows. I told you I am working for a size large because it's an order for a plus size, and literally this tutorial is particularly for a plus size, but at least I'm trying to make sure that I share with you all adjustments you can make for the sizes small and medium. Now once you come to the end of your row, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, work half double crochets into every stitch until you have 10 stitches left, and there you will work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. So you're going to do this for the number of rows I have provided for you, and I'm going to meet you right there and then show you what to do next. So guys, this is how my work looks like. As you can see, this is where I am, and literally what we have worked is more like the part that goes under our armpits, going all the way back to our back. Okay, so when you fold it, this is how it's going to be when someone puts it on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is you are going to work basically my 10th row ended here. I just worked this row and found that it was the 11th. so I'm not going to just unstitch it because I'm still on the right track. So once you have your 10 rows or 6 of whatever rows you have, you are going to work your 10 single crochets and then 20 half double crochets. Now when you get into the last stitch, because I want us to work an increase for more like the part at the back, into the last stitch right here, you are going to work 3 half double crochets into that very same stitch. And now here, once again, I'm going to need you guys to work 3 rows of an increase, whether you are working for sizes large, small or medium. Just work 3 rows of an increase. So chain 2, turn your work into the very first stitch, you work 3 half double crochets and then continue with the whole stitch pattern the way it was flowing. And after your 3 rows of an increase, you are going to work 2 normal rows after this. That is more like for the part where the strap is going to go all the way to the back. Okay, so work your 3 rows of an increase and then follow it by 2 normal rows. Then I'm going to meet you right there and show you what to do next. So guys, I have finished working my 1, 2, 3 rows of an increase and then 2 normal rows, as you can see. Okay, so what I am going to do next is I'm going to work a decrease. Okay, so here you are going to chain 2 and work 3 half double crochets together into the first 3 stitches, then continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Okay, until you get to until you're left with 10 stitches, then you will work single crochets. So basically I want us to work 3 rows of a decrease. Okay, so once you have your 3 rows of a decrease, you're going to work 3 rows of a decrease, because now I know you guys know what to do. And let me see. Yeah, once again, once you have your 3 rows of a decrease, you're going to work 2 normal rows after this. So I'm going to just get back and show you how my work looks like and why we have worked this increase and the decrease and then the normal rows. All right, so let me get back after I have that complete and then show you how my work looks like. So guys, as you can see, I've worked 3 rows of a decrease here and then 2 normal rows. So basically this is how my work looks like. If I fold it like this, you find that this will be at the back, so the strap will go here. The strap will go the strap will go right here where you see the 2 normal rows we worked up here at the peak of the breast cup, and then it will come all the way to the back into these 2 rows of 2 normal rows right here. Okay, that are in between the 3 rows of an increase and 3 rows of a decrease. So this is where the strap will go. Okay, and as you can see for this side, when we were starting the project, we worked 5, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So literally we worked 5 rows. That means I started midway the armpit. So what you guys are going to do is you are going to now come back right here, okay, and work 5 rows, 5 more rows to make it 10 rows, which we worked here, and then work these 3 rows of an increase followed by 2 normal rows, go all the way down with 3 rows of a decrease and then 2 rows. So basically you are going to work that on your own, okay, and that will be worked here. Okay, and once you have all this complete, you are just going to have this gap for the zipper left. Okay, so I'm going to meet you guys once you have worked this, which is from here all the way to here. So just copy what you have done here and put it right here. Then when I get back, I'll show you guys what to do next. So guys, I finished working my other side, the other bit of it that was from here going this side. Okay, and as you can see, I also have one strap worked. So I'm just going to show you guys how to work your strap and the border. So you're going to get your yarn, and here where we had at the front of your piece where we had 2 normal rows, okay, that's here. You're going to get into one corner and you will attach your yarn, pull through chain 1, then work a single crochet. Into the next gap you work a single crochet, and into the next you work a single crochet. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the end of this you work a single crochet, into the second row. So literally I'm just trying to make sure that I have 4 single crochets into these 2 rows of half double crochet that we worked at the peak of our top at the front. Okay, so here you chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet, and again work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the very last stitch. So you should have 4 double crochets, chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your work. So this you are going to do until you have the length of the strap that you need, or a strap that will fit you perfectly. I worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of 4 double crochets. So you can work the number of rows that you feel can fit you perfectly, and then when I get back I'm going to show you how to work the borders so that we have a neat so let me find you there, let me get you guys there, then I can show you what to do next. As you can see, I have my strap complete, and this is how my work has to be. So this goes to the back, to the 2 normal rows that we put at the peak of our back where I said the strap has to go. So basically I'm just going to turn this in out like this, and I'm going to stitch this together just like that. Make sure you're doing this into the the 2 normal rows that we worked, okay? So there we have it, and we shall cut our yarn. So once here we are just going to find a point where we can get started on working our border. I'll insert my hook and attach yarn, then work a single crochet. I'm not going to be specific about how many single crochets one should work, okay? I just want you to look at your work and see where it's deserving to put a single crochet, so that we don't have work that looks super tightened, and then we don't have work that looks a border that looks super loose, okay? Don't mind about the peeping ends. I will cut those out, and we shall still have neat ends and edges. So you are going to work your single crochets all the way around the sleeve or the strap, and then your armpits all the way down to the center of your armpits. So here when you get to the strap, you are going to have to work 2 single crochets into every stitch, into every double crochet post, just like that. I usually just work 1 stitch into the half double crochet post and the other at the top of the half double crochet, of the double crochet post, and the other on top of the double crochet post. So if that's easy for you, you can just do exactly the same. If it is not easy for you, then you can just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. So you are going to do this all the way around, and I'm going to meet you once you have come all the way up and gotten back here. Once you get back here, you are going to work a slip stitch into the very first stitch that we worked, and then I can get back and show you how to work the border as well here. It's not going to be any different, so if you already have understood everything that I've been explaining, you can just go ahead and work that for yourself. I'll just come back with a short review of how to work this, then we can see what to do going forward. So let me meet you guys there. So guys, this is how my work looks like, and my borders and edges are really neat. Okay, see that? So because mine is actually intended to be a jumpsuit, I'm not going to hand sew my zipper. But if you're making a top, please, this is the point at which you hand sew your zipper onto your top. Okay, so I'll let you guys do that, because for me, my top or the upper bit of my jumpsuit is complete. Once I have the lower bit, I'll then get to attach my zipper. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to meet you all in my next tutorial. Goodbye.